Previously on Bella's Revenge. Emily had to go live with her grumpy Uncle Smith, in a small town called the Fens. In their little dirty house, Emily had her best friend Bella, a friendly brown dog. They were both happy there. However, things took a bad turn when Uncle Smith's wicked friend William did something really bad, and this made everything change.
As night fell over the small town, it cloaked everything in mist and a rather eerie atmosphere. After his shift at Fencorp, William hopped into his old truck humming the lyrics of an 80s song, and drove back to his house. Suddenly his phone beeped, and he noticed a message from an unknown number. William's eyes widened in disbelief, and he couldn't fathom who would send him this message. You see, William was involved in an illegal drug business around town, and Smith was his partner in crime. To avoid suspicion, they used an old abandoned factory building deep in the forest and always stationed one of William's henchmen to protect it. William immediately called his henchman, but there was no answer. He realized he was in deep trouble. Someone outside of his drug operation knew the truth and their secret location. Instead of going alone, he called Smith, and the two of them hopped into the truck heading back to the old abandoned factory. With guns in hand, Smith and William arrived at the factory, but there was no sign of the henchman who had been guarding their building. Instead, they stumbled upon a blood trail leading into the forest. This discovery sent shivers down their spines, fearing that someone might have harmed their man. They pushed the factory door open and walked in. The lights were off, the place was dark and gave them a spooky feeling. But suddenly, both felt a dark shadow moving swiftly around them.
Who's there? Show yourself!
All at once the lights flicked on, and their eyes were dazzled by the sudden brightness. Right in front of them stood Emily, holding a matchbox. Beside her, a pile of boxes containing all the drugs William had intended to sell in the upcoming months.
Emily, what are you doing here?
Seeing her uncle with William surprised Emily. She had only expected William to show up, not with her uncle.
You little... Did you do this? How on earth did you even find this place?
My friend told me everything. Remember the one you threw into the swamp?
William aimed his gun at Emily, his fear transforming into anger and his eyes burning with rage.
I'm gonna make you pay.
Smith quickly stepped in, lowering William's gun with his hand.
Stop this madness, William. She's just a little girl.
Yeah, she is, but we can't just let her go. She knows too much.
No! We can't just kill her. Are you out of your mind?
No, I think. You can't.
William pointed the gun at Smith, wearing an evil grin.
You were never cut out for this. Ah!
A gunshot rang out as William fired at Smith's chest. Uncle Smith collapsed, bleeding and gone. Emily's scream sliced through the tense air. She was shaken, but her anger towards William burned hotter than ever. With trembling hands, Emily ignited the match and sent it soaring toward the boxes. They caught fire, blazing like a wild campfire right in the middle of the factory.
No, you little... What did you do?
Suddenly, the factory door slammed shut and locked itself, leaving William trapped inside. He couldn't see who had done it because Emily had vanished without a trace. William grinned wickedly, convinced that what Emily had done was a foolish move.
Really, little girl? You know we are both locked here, together.
He began to search through the racks filled with boxes and tools, gun in hand, determined to find Emily. Suddenly, he heard footsteps behind him. With a sinister smile, he turned around. William's eyes widened in panic, sweat dripping down his face as fear gripped him.
How the hell did you survive?
It was Bella, Emily's closest friend, and she seemed like she had been waiting a lifetime for this moment to exact revenge for what William had done.
Fine, I'll make sure to kill you properly this time.
Suddenly, Bella's fur began to fall out and her body started to change, but not in a normal way. Her teeth sharpened to a razor's edge. Her eyes glowed with a menacing red. And her once gentle form bulked up, resembling a fierce mountain lion. Her low growl transformed into a deafening roar that sent shockwaves through the entire forest, rendering it silent. William was frozen in place, unable to move a muscle. Even with the 10-foot-long, 300-pound beast right in front of him, he couldn't believe his eyes at what was happening before him. In an instant, Bella's eyes locked onto William's. With lightning speed, Bella lunged at William, her powerful jaws closing around his neck. Before things took a wild turn, Emily managed to slip out of the factory. It turned out that she wasn't the one who had locked the factory, it was Bella all along. The fire consumed the entire factory, turning it into a massive inferno. Amid the chaos, Emily couldn't help but hope that Bella, with her newfound abilities, would somehow survive the flames. After a while, out of nowhere, a creature covered with fire leaped out of the burning factory and dashed into the forest, disappearing from sight. Days went by, and the police figured out what had happened at the factory. They exposed William's secret drug operation, which involved stealing medicines and chemicals from FenCorp and turning them into illegal drugs. Bella returned to Emily in her true form, and together, they embarked on the next chapter of their lives, transforming the old house into a small cozy home. As long as Emily and Bella are together, it won't matter what the world throws their way. Anyone who tries to put Emily in danger again won't find luck on their side.